Yo, what is up, Dolphins? It is Finn's Take with CB83 coming to you for another banger of a show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good with y'all? See y'all already stacking in here on a Tuesday night, ready to get this thing cracking. Talk about the draft a little bit. Talk about the Miami Dolphins. Talk about free agency. Talk about everything Miami Dolphins, man. Shout out to you. You make the show. Shout out to the people who are in here first. The homie, my bro, my Beezy. Shout out to the homie Shake Money in here first. He says, throw them fins up. Hey, let me know how my audio is. I didn't even check it before the show. Give me the thumbs up on the audio. Hey, throw them fins up, Shake. I appreciate you. We got to go up for the homie one time. For the one time. What a one time. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy, my dude, Shake Money in the building. Shout out to you, my bro. Who else is in here? Jankity Jim is in this joint. He says West Side. Okay, you going on the West Side? Hey, where you from? What part of West Side you from? I lived in LA for a little bit. You know, SoCal, La Cienega, and Pico. Shout out to LA, my LA peeps. Glenn is in the building. What does he say? What is he saying? He done 2 shows in 3 days. Guess he going to be later. Hey, we are live, Glenn. We are live right now, getting this thing cracking. Stop playing with it. You already know what time it is. We going up. I might drop the link. Get ready. I might drop the link. Get your popcorn ready. Whoever want that smoke can come up and get it. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. Shout out to the homie Ralph in the building. Ralph Courtright says YouTube thumb. Let's freaking go, Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Hey, bro, you can't do nothing on YouTube no more. I can't even play my Tua Leroy joint, or they copyrighted me for that. It's like, come on, YouTube. Y'all ain't making this no fun, bro. No fun. Shout out to the homie AB in the building. A Burgos in the members gang. Hey, Glenn, what's up, man? You got to get back in the members gang, dog. What's going on? Hey, tighten up. My man A Burgos holding it down for the members gang in the building. Him and the homie Shake Money. You know Shake gonna hold it down. Iceman in the building. He said, yo, CB, we gotta run some Call of Duty soon. Bro, I've been so busy, but I bro, you know, I be having the urge to murk something. So, hey, we might have to do that soon. We might have to run that. You know, I be on the Call of Duty murking fools. Hey, the homie Riggy is in here. Shout out to the homie Riggy in real life. My bro in real life. What's good, my bro? What's good? Again, congrats on the new edition. My dog got 2 of them things, no homo. Two of them joints. And we talk about kids. So shout out to the homie Riggy in the building. Glenn says, what is happening? You're back on the bandwagon, 2 shows in 3 nights. Hey, Glenn, give me hype out here, man. Glenn, don't hype me up, man. I might do another one. Hey, I might do another one this week. 3 in 1 week. Y'all gonna be like, who is this dude? CB83. 3 shows in 1 week. Y'all won't know how to act. That's why, hey, let me see if I can set this goal real quick. I'm gonna set the goal up on y'all because I don't know, man. Let me see. I didn't even go into this show. I'm tripping. Guys, I got to do a couple things on YouTube real quick to adjust the show just to make sure it's running properly. This won't take long at all, but I got to do this. Let me go to YouTube Studio. So real quick, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm just in here making a couple adjustments to the show real quick. This won't take long at all. Details, analytics. Oh man, this is all the work you have to do when you doing these YouTube shows. You guys might see a commercial pop on you. You know. Subscribers, Let's do that. Come on. Hey, you got to be a subscriber to chat with me. So, hey, we're making people subscribe in order to get in the chat and interact. And that's how it should be. If you want to get in the chat and interact, you got to be a subscriber to the channel. You got to be locked in with the fam. Got to be locked in with the fam. So I appreciate y'all coming through. We're going to talk some NFL draft. H is in the building. The homie H. What's good, H? Shout out to H, man. Hey, we got to go up for the homie H for the one time. Let's go. Yes, sir. Hey, Glenn said, hey, I was a member, but I thought you quit streaming. Hey, tighten up, Glenn. You got to get back on. Get back on. You already know what time it is, man. We cranking the members gang back up, man. Members gang is in the building. Hey, Burgos leading the charge. He says, let's get on that, man. Hey, we can run that. We can run that. Hey, I hope you bring your A game.
I hope so.
Okay. I hope you bring your A game, because I'm like that. Anything football game related, I'm like that. Luchin Jackpot says spit only facts, CBA. Facts over feelings, man. Get out your emotions. It's a lot of Dolphins and their emotions, man. What's up with y'all, man? Y'all sensitive. What's up, bro? It's a lot of Dolphins and their emotions, bro. Hey, honestly, before I get into the show, it's a lot of flip-flopping. And that's what I see. Honestly, a lot of Dolphins are on this emotional roller coaster, right? They like Tua one week, they don't like Tua the next week. They, bro, it's been a lot of takes in the community, right? When Tua came, oh, he wasn't the guy. Tua got better. Oh, he's the guy now. He's injured. He's not the guy. Tua plays better. He is the guy. I get it. It is an emotional roller coaster, but you don't have to be that way, right? You can still manage it. You can still manage your emotions and still rock out. We still gonna get it in. We still gonna line up and compete. That's what it's about, man. We still rocking. My phone's going off right now. But yeah, man, like I said, man, it's a lot of emotional Dolphins in the community right now. People don't know where they want to be. I was like, bro, y'all done got everybody negative now in the community. I was looking at Doug tweets the other day. I was like, damn, Doug, they got you on the negative train too. They got Doug in the wolf pack. Hey, wolf pack emoji in the chat. Wolf pack emojis in the chat. They got Doug in the wolf pack. So they got some of everybody. Hey, Burgo says, run the rock, build this line, build the wall. Build the wall. And we're going to talk about drafting. And honestly, let's get into talk about drafting. We're going to talk about drafting. Let me do this. I want to send out this to a couple people. Yeah, but we're going to get into talk. We definitely got to get into talk about drafting. Honestly, let's do this. In the chat, tell me, who would you like to see the dog? I don't want to go player first. Let's go position, right? And we're going to go first round. So in the first round, who would you like to see what pick, or I'm tripping, what position would you like to see the Miami Dolphins address in the first round? What position? And we're just going to go position first, position specific. And then we're going to go through some players and see what we think about these players. Glenn says, you forgot how to do your YouTube show. Yeah, it's been a while, Glenn. It's been a while. Hey, Ace Boogie in the building. Ace Boogie out here. Let's get it. People are flip-flopping like Tua play. And honestly, is Tua's play flip-flopping, or is he just injured? Is he injured? Or is he or is his play up and down? Like, what do you guys think? Do you think, is your main concern with Tua his play consistency? Or is it injury issues? Put it in the chat. Is it injury issues? And we're gonna get back to the position stuff. I can scroll back up. Is it injury issues with Tua, or is it his play, performance on the field? What do you guys think? This chat is slow. So get it in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Um, is it the injuries or is it his play? Is it his consistency on the field? A Burgo said his inability to take over. Um, his inability to take over. Okay. All right. And that's kind of taking your play to the next level in the game, right? Have we seen that from Tua at times? Yes. Do we need to see it more often? That's also a yes, right? And I'm honestly the most objective Tua fan in the community. These other people, they're either super haters, right? Or they're either super lovers. I love my quarterback, but I can still tell you straight up that Tua has some flaws. He needs to step up in moments. He needs to be healthy. He needs to protect himself. I mean, that's a given. That's a given. When Tua is in, we win. Numbers don't lie. Ooh, okay. When Tua is in, we do have a better shot of winning. I do agree with that. For sure. Glenn says he is often injured and inconsistent play. Both. Okay. I mean, I could. You could say a little bit of both. Luch says I'm a lover. Pause. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, Luch. Now, with me, I think it's Tua's inconsistency is his injury. I expect quarterbacks to have up and down games, up and down moments. I mean, even the great quarterbacks have bad games. I think his injury history and his injuries concern me the most. The best ability is availability, and for a quarterback, it means everything because you are kind of you're the heartbeat of the team, right? And we don't go without our guy. So I've always been a proponent of bringing somebody behind Tua who, hey, put some pressure on him, put some pressure on that seat. If he goes down, then maybe he don't see the field again for a while because the guy's playing that well. So that's something that we should have been doing. We should have been doing it. The Miami Dolphins haven't really put anybody significant behind Tua to really push him, and that's where we are. And I think Zach Wilson is an upgrade in the backup quarterback realm. I think it's a good move, not the best move, but it's a good move, a move in the right direction for sure. Move in the right direction. And shout out to the homie Glenn. He's a new member of the channel. Honestly, Glenn, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Shout out to Glenn, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and go up for Glenn one time for the one time. Y'all already know what we doing. Yes, sir. Shout out to Glenn, man. You already know what time it is. Glenn, welcome back, man. Hey, Glenn walking into the members club. This is how Glenn walked into the members club. Hey, Glenn is back. He's in the members gang. Welcome to the members gang. Hey, y'all joining my man A Burgos and Shake Money and the members gang. Hey, get in there, man. We rocking, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Luch, we gotta get you in there, Luch. We gotta get Luch. We gotta get Ice. We gotta get all the homies in there, man. We gotta get y'all in there. All right, now let's get back. Shout out to Glenn, man. But let's get back to the draft, and we're gonna talk about the draft a little bit. And we talked about, hey, which position do you want the Miami Dolphins to address in the first round? And it was interesting. I looked back at the Dolphins draft history. Honestly, let me pull this up right here. Let me pull this up. I want you guys to see this because this is interesting. A little Dolphins history. Miami Dolphins first round picks past 10 years. and list of first round picks. And we go here, here, and then we go here. All right, so let me do this real quick. I'm gonna share this with you. Let me do this real quick. Present, share screen, and list. There we go. All right, and I hope you guys can see this, right? So this is a little Miami Dolphins history, guys. And honestly, I went back and I was just kind of looking and browsing. Hey, in the past 10 to 15 years, what positions have the Miami Dolphins addressed? Like what's been like their um way of like approaching the draft? And I think this is important because when we look at the history of our team, I mean, it kind of tells us a story. It tells us about like, hey, trends, like what are we typically going to do in the first round? Um, as you can see from 2024, we drafted Chop Robinson, okay, edge from Penn State, right? 2022 and 2023, we had no first round pick, right? 2021, we had 2 first round picks. And this is an interesting draft, right? Um, because this is the year after Tua was drafted. And honestly, if we go back and really like do some history and think about where the Dolphins were at this time, time and period, Tua was coming off his rookie year. Austin Jackson had played significant snaps. Noah Igbenogany didn't see the field as much as we like him to see it. But during that second half of the season, Tua kind of rode out the end of the year, right? Now, what was crazy about this year is that Brian Flores basically said, I'm not going to. Brian Flores took the approach of, hey, I don't want to put Tua out there because I don't feel like he's ready, right? And what I think happened is I think Chris Grier and Stephen Ross went to Brian Flores, was like, hey, at this point we're 3-3. Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing okay, but he's not going to be the quarterback that takes us to the Super Bowl, right? He's not going to be the quarterback that takes us to the Super Bowl. So let's see what we have in Tua because we have 2 first-round picks the following year. And if we need to draft another quarterback, we can do that. We could do that because we have the ability to do it with these 2 first-round draft picks where we pick Jalen Waddle and Jalen Phillips, right? The Jalen's. So this was an interesting draft here because this was a draft where we could have took another quarterback, but the Miami Dolphins seemed set on Tua Tagovailoa being the future of the franchise, right? And when we look at the 2020 draft, we had 3 first-round picks. Is that 3 first-round picks? Yeah, 3 first-round picks. Tua Tagovailoa, Austin Jackson, and Noah Igbenogany, right? And then we go back up to 2019. We take Christian Wilkins. 2018, Minka Fitzpatrick. 2017, we're looking at Charles Harris. 2016, Larry Tunzel, Devontae Parker, Jawan James, Deion Jordan, right? So all of these years, I'm looking at these years of drafting guys, right? And drafting players, and I don't see any guards in the first round, right? I see offensive tackles. I don't even see an interior offensive line. I don't see center. I don't see guard. So when we look at the history here, I don't think the Miami Dolphins see centers, guards as prime picks, right, in the draft. I don't think they see them as prime time players, right? Now, when we look at the positions they do draft, it's usually an edge rusher, it's usually a wide receiver, a cornerback, a tackle, a quarterback, and that's pretty much it. It's either going to be a DB, a wide receiver, a O tackle, an edge, and rarely you get a D tackle in there. Christian Wilkins and Jared Odrick were like the only D tackles for the past 15 years. So Odrick was picked in 2010, and then Christian Wilkins was picked in 2019. So when we look at the draft history of the Miami Dolphins, I don't think guard is in play, right? And they could draft a tackle to put him to guard, but I don't see them doing that because I feel like that's a reach at 13. Now, maybe the Dolphins decide to trade back. Maybe that's an option. I think that's in play, but there's a lot of really good players in the first part of this draft. And we're going to go through some of the prospects and take a look at them and see what you guys think about these players. Because I know you guys have probably done more research than I have. I've just been too busy to do a lot of research on these guys. But I have looked at a few guys that I really liked, and we're going to talk about some of those guys. So, looking at the draft history of the Miami Dolphins, we see a lot of DB, we see a lot of edge, and we see a lot of offensive tackle, right? Um, Wide receiver, a little bit here and there, but we got to look at our wide receiver room right now. We're kind of set there. So I don't think wide receiver is on the Miami Dolphins radar, and it shouldn't be at this point. I'm tired of drafting those guys because honestly, they haven't been working out, right? So, and shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all in here, man. I wish I could get to everybody, but I will get to you eventually. I promise I will. And let me do something real quick. Man. So yeah. So and we're gonna go back to where you guys were. Now let's do this again. Put it in the chat for me. What position would you like to see the Miami Dolphins address in the draft? What position? Hey, let me do this. Dang. Hold up. Man, this is whack. Hold up. All right, there we go. All right. So here we go. What positions would you like to see the Miami Dolphins address in the draft? And let me go back here. So Glenn says D tackle. First round, D tackle. I like the thought of D tackle. If it's gonna be a guy like a Jalen Carter or somebody like that, he gotta be a dog. And honestly, he's got to be a day one starter for it. He's got to be a guy that's going to contribute right away to our success, right? He's got to be a guy that's going to contribute right away. I can't have guys who are going to sit the bench and develop. We don't have time for that. JR Black says D tackle. I mean I like it. Shake Money says SE. What's SE? Safety? What, that's safety, Shake? I guess that's safety. A Burgo says O line. Okay. Raf says cornerback, D tackle, guard, safety, free safety, linebacker, and DN. Those are all of our holes. All of our holes, no homo. JR Black says double down on guard and DT. We got 40 in the building, guys. Hit the like button for me. Please do that real quick. Shake Money says safety and corner, safety or corner. Okay, safety or corner. California Fence fan says safety, or he says cornerback and safety. Okay. Yeah, so honestly, I think you guys are on the right track. And I don't think anybody could be wrong in this situation unless they say something like offensive tackle, because I feel like we got tackles. Wide receiver, I think, is wrong. I think linebacker, I feel like we have enough guys there. I feel like we could pick one up in the draft, but it doesn't have to be early first round. Unless somebody crazy falls, and we'll get to talk about what's crazy and what's not. So Glenn says we have so many holes. Anybody we pick up and subbing on the first 3 rounds should start. Yeah, I think so too. Like we gotta get guys who are going to be starters for our program for sure. Starters for our program. Um, Rap says long snapper and punter. Nobody. Casanova, what's good? Cosa Nostra, my bad. Cosa Nostra, what's good with you? Some of these people I'm seeing for the first time. Shout out to Cosa Nostra. Shout out to Bonnie. What's going on? Bonnie says QB cornerback or safety. Yeah, I like it. Um, Glenn says we only have tackle if Armstead comes back, and I think Armstead's going to be back. He's been on this media tour right now. I saw Armstead do a couple interviews. He was on the dive bar. Shout out to those guys at the dive bar. They had X on tonight. They having some bangers of a guest. Them dudes putting on over at the dive bar. Shout out to them dudes. Um, who else? And Armstead was also at OT7, so he was at the 7-on-7 for the high school kids, doing a little media tour. So your boy's been all over the place. But yeah, I honestly I like all the positions you guys are, putting in the chat. Honestly, my thoughts are I think the Miami Dolphins are gonna go either cornerback or I think it's gonna be cornerback or defensive tackle. That's my thoughts. It could be safety, but I think if a certain cornerback falls to them, I think they're definitely going to go cornerback. And we're gonna talk about who that might be, for sure. For sure. But let me put this up. I wanted to let me get this off the screen real quick. Bang, got that off. Actually, let me get some of the homies in here. I got some of the homies backstage. What's good with y'all? Shout out to the homie Big C in the building. Big C, what's going on, man?
What up? What up? What up?
What up? What up? We got this draft talk about to go down. We got the homie Ace Boogie in the building. What's good with you? Ace, what's good?
How are you guys, bro?
I'm doing good, man.
Doing all
What's
right.
going on? You doing all right?
Yeah, man. I got a new project to announce.
Oh, really? What's the new project?
My basement flooded.
Really?
So I'm gonna rebuild it all out and finally have my own little Dolphins room down there.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. See, something. Hey, making lemonade out of lemons, man. Your basement flood, and you say, "Hey, I'm just about to flip this thing. I'm about to turn this thing into a little dolphin
I'm
sanctuary." I like
excited
it.
about it, man. It'll be like a new area to watch the games and watch y'all, and you know what I'm saying. It'll be fun. I'm gonna build it my way. It'll be cool.
That's what's up.
How are you
And
guys, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Big C, how you feeling tonight, man?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
All right, I like it. I like it. Hey, so when I come up there, we got to rock out, man.
Man, you already know. Stop. You know the Derby's around the corner,
Bro, I've never been to the Derby.
bro. You already know what time it is. All you got to do is just call me.
Bro, I want to go, bro.
It's a mile from the plant.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
close?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, bro, you got me
Mm-hmm.
tempted. You got me tempted to start looking up flights, bro.
It is. It is something that if you've never gone to, even if you're not like really into it like that, I would recommend at least going once, fam. But yeah, it's pretty dope.
Nah, I heard it's a crazy experience, but and then there's also a ton of like bourbon drops around that time, which is dope.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, one of the guys I work with saw Aaron Rodgers. It was hilarious.
Oh,
That was like his
really?
hero. And he was like, "Here, Aaron Rodgers." He was like, "I'm trying to give you a drink." And Aaron Rodgers like turned his back. And I was like, "Oh, your hero broke your heart."
That's hilarious. That's what's
What's
up,
up, man?
man.
It's good to see everybody. I'm glad
Yeah,
everybody's good.
yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all coming through and rocking with us. I wanted to talk through some of these prospects, and I'm gonna pull up this top 50 list, and I want to talk through some of these guys and kind of get your thoughts on like the position, right? And if you think the Miami Dolphins would be in play for some of these guys. And let me go ahead and pull this up. This is actually This is actually Daniel Jeremiah's top 50 players in the draft. And let me present this. Boom, bam, bam. All right, so we're looking at Daniel Jeremiah's top 50, and I'm gonna zoom in on this a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Now, first on the docket is Abdul Carter, and Abdul Carter, I watched some of his tape. He's a really good player out of Penn State. Honestly, reminds me a little bit of Chop, but he has a little bit more of the Micah Parsons swag to him. Let's say he was at 13 and he happened to fall to 13. Do you think this would be in play for the Miami Dolphins? And I'll start with you, Big C.
I mean, you got to. He's the number 1 or number 2 player in the whole draft. I mean, if he falls to 13, regardless of your position of need, you got to take him. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Laramie Tunsil thing. Laramie Tunsil, we could use a left tackle when that he fell to us, but you had to take him. You had to.
Yeah,
just too much value. Too much.
Yeah, and the value is definitely there for Abdul Carter. He's a stud. Daniel Jeremiah's top player in the draft. If he falls to the Dolphins, I could see them taking him. Do I think he falls that far? No, I don't think he's going to be available. But I mean, you never know. You never know with the Miami Dolphins.
Nah, he's not falling there unless something crazy happens.
Yeah. AB, what's your thoughts on taking Abdul if he drops at 13?
I think when it comes to the draft, Jimmy Johnson proved a long time ago, fam, you take whatever you evaluate is the best skill set that will benefit you at that position. So, if somebody like that is there, I've never heard of a team saying that they could never have enough edge rushers, right? Or anybody to pressure. I mean, that's what gets the quarterbacks in the playoffs at the end of the day, so yeah, absolutely. You take what's best available for you at that time,
Yeah. And I agree. I think he's a really good player. I don't think he's going to be available, but just a dog.
Well,
right?
all these teams have big boards, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
regardless if players are out of their reach. So if the number 1 player on your big board falls to all the way to pick 13, you have no choice but to take him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you trade away someone else, or you know what I mean? You
make it work.
Yeah, you find a way to make it work.
Too much value there to pass up.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Now, looking at Travis Hunter, I know Travis Hunter won't fall to 13. I just know it won't happen. But who do you think? Do you think Travis Hunter will be the number 1 overall pick, or do you think he's going to fall to 2 or 3? Big C, what's your thoughts?
I think Abdul's probably going to be the number 1 pick, either him or Cam. I think Tennessee's liking those 2 players the most. I don't think Travis Hunter falls at all. I mean, he's either going 2 or 3.
I got you. And I mean, I love Travis Hunter as a player. I think he's just a stud on both sides of the football. Tremendous athlete, can go both ways. I think he's a generational player. He's going to be a generational NFL player, a walking gold jacket, in my opinion. Just the way he works, just the way he carries himself. He's a dog. Heisman Trophy winner. Dude gets after. So don't see him. He definitely won't fall to the Dolphins, but just a hell of a player. Ariel, what's your thoughts on Travis? Have you watched a lot of Travis?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Travis is going to be amazing, but he's not going to be a receiver in the NFL.
So you think so? Now, what's your thoughts? Do you think he could go both ways, or you don't think it's possible? What's your thoughts?
I think he can. I mean, we won't know until he tries, but I think that when you go up against people in the NFL, it's different.
Yeah.
I think that from what I've seen, his reactionary skills, his like ball hawking, like I don't know. It just to me he looks more fluid as a cornerback, right? Like when you see him get those picks, the way he plants, the way he cuts, like I just have a feeling he'll be better as a quarterback. But that's just me. I still think that Cam's going to go number 1. That's just me being biased as a Hurricanes fan too, though. But I think Cam's got he shows the poise, right? Like the first thing everybody wants to see in a number 1 quarterback is poise, right? And then again, he had a great offensive line, but We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like Cam. I mean, don't let me get on this Cam Ward thing. I think I think he doesn't have many quality wins against really good football teams, but I
Yeah.
mean that's sometimes how it shakes out in college football.
No,
I think,
our defense sucked.
yeah, and I agree with that too. But I think I agree with you when it comes to Travis Hunter. I think
Yeah.
I mean he's a really good corner. Probably, and honestly, I was thinking about the cornerback position. The cornerback position is very, very tough to play. It's the only position where you're literally running backwards and trying to
Yes.
play guys who are running full speed. So
Yeah.
if you're a really good corner, you're gonna be really sought after in the NFL. And the dude is just fluid at it. He just does it really freaking well.
Good
He's just,
hips.
bro, the hips, the
Hmm.
movement, I mean, the speed, the burst, the ability to
Hmm.
jump and attack the
He's a
football.
good corner.
He's a great corner. He's a great corner.
Hmm.
He's going to come in right away and be probably one of the best corners in the league. I
He
think
will change somebody's defense.
he will. He will. And he's better than a guy like Sauce Gardner right now.
Mhm.
I'm telling you.
I
I'm
believe
telling
so.
you. He's just looking at him, just looking at the way he plays, he's just a better player, bro. So that's just my opinion on him. And he's going to be a dog. Do you think he can go both ways, Big C?
I don't think his body can hold up to it. The NFL's a different animal.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for him to the conditioning. It would just be rough. I mean, I think that he'll play some offense. I think they'll have special packages where they bring him into the game. But as far as full time, both sides of the ball, it's just too much.
Here we go. Real quick. Quick question for you guys. Do you think it's possible that the Miami Dolphins trade up to get Travis Hunter? And I'm going to start with you, AB.
No.
Okay. What do you think, Big C?
I think it would cost too much. We have too many holes on this team to be giving up them type of resources to try to get up there.
I agree with you. And I think that's my take on it too, True Talk. I just don't think the Miami Dolphins have the draft capital to be making those type of moves because we do need players. Now, Ashton Genty, interesting because the Miami Dolphins, have the running back position kind of locked down, but if a guy like this drops to 13, do you see the Miami Dolphins taking a chance on a running back who is just like they say he's transcending? He's good. I've heard like Barry Sanders comparisons. Do you think at 13 he's a possibility if he drops that far, Big C?
I mean, with this front office, anything's a possibility, really. But I mean, I wouldn't personally take him. I think that's more of typical Dolphin thing to do. You get the fancy shiny piece, the big name player at a sexy position instead of building these teams the correct way. I still think you need to hit the trenches regardless of who falls. You know what I mean? Unless it's one of the top 2 or 3 players, I just can't see it. Not a running back.
I got you. AB, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I have to agree. I think when you're talking about running backs, it's very easy, to want that star splash, that wow, that jersey selling, that this guy's going to make cuts, he's going to be Ricky Williams. But at the end of the day, if you really look into what wins football games, the line is what matters. You can take a top 10 line and take a back that most people wouldn't even think about and give them a career year, right? Like if there's holes, there's holes. And that's really what it does matter. So, I don't think that they would take them.
I
No.
love that take. I love that take, bro. I love it. Taking because honestly, that's what it is. Like taking an O line and creating those holes. A lot of these NFL running backs can have
They'll hit it.
good years on the backs of good offensive lines.
Mhm.
I think if you build the trenches the right way and your block schemes are tight and you're moving people off the ball, a lot of these guys have the ability to get the job done. And I think that was spot on, AB. Spot on.
And we got talent in the backfield too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really?
And honestly, I like our talent in the backfield. I just think
Speed.
we do need some versatility there. And that's why I think they brought in a guy like Madison, because you can't just be this one dimensional. I'm going to run outside and attack the outside. You got to be able to run it up inside sometimes
Mhm.
and pound the rock. So I do like the Madison pickup. And hopefully Jalen Wright can kind of get going, man. I'd like to see him get going. He had some tough runs last year. So I'd like to
Yeah.
see, what he has the ability to do too.
He's
So
supposed to be the thumper.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Now Mason Graham, D tackle out of Michigan. I haven't watched a lot of his tape, but I did see him play a little bit. He's a solid player. What's your thoughts on him, Big C? Do you think he's a possibility at 13?
I mean, if he's there, I would take him. He's the top rated defensive tackle, and that's one of our biggest, if not our biggest hole. If you take a look at our depth chart on the defensive line, we literally got 3 players. We literally got three players. And if you go and look at free agents available, the cupboard's so bare that there's only one name on that list, and it's Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
Like they're not even listing other players because they're just there's
don't know what they
nobody
got.
there. There's
Yeah.
nobody there.
So
And
I think Mason Graham could definitely be an option. What's your thoughts, AB?
I think that is an absolute definite option. Again, with the necessity at position, with the talent
Mhm.
or value that you see in front of you that you can justify at a cost, especially with needs in the team. Losing Christian, I think everybody understands that was a big thing. Not only that, he loved being a Dolphin. Like he always looked like he had fun out there. So that's a big void that's been lost. But yeah, I think it's an absolute possibility. It's just again, who's running the draft?
Yeah, and that's a real good question. Is it Mike McDaniel swaying these picks? Is it Grier? Is it the collective Garfinkel? And it's
Exactly.
there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of kitchens in the. I mean, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. So
Yeah. And
yeah, that's
who's calling Ross? Like,
yeah, and then
mom, look what he did. Mom, look what he did, because that's how they get that money,
yeah,
right? Everybody has to justify their availability to succeed with what they're given to be able to work with.
yeah, they gotta figure it out for sure. So Mason Graham seems like a possibility if he drops to 13, especially with us needing trenches, needing to bolster the defensive line, get more aggressive, get more physical. And I think that's what the Miami Dolphins are missing, is that physicality. And we look at a guy like Tyler Warren, who's the big tight end out of Penn State. I think he's a hell of a player. Now, do I think he's the pick at 13? I'm a little apprehensive to pick him at 13, even if he falls, because I do think there'll be other guys there that are probably better suited for the Miami Dolphins and what they want to accomplish this year. But what's your thoughts, Big C? If he's there, do you think Tyler Warren is in play?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no way that you can justify taking a tight end at pick 13 with the holes that we have on this team. No way.
Now, keep in mind, a good tight end, a good inline.
There is
tight
no
end.
way, CB83.
I'm just saying,
no way.
A good inline tight end can bolster the run game.
Listen, he's not better than Brock Bowers. And if we didn't go and try the draft Brock, listen, there's no way you take a tight end. No way.
Okay. All right. I hear you, bro. Ain't no pushback from me. I'm just saying he could bolster the offensive line a little bit. He could, he's not used to blocking like edges, like defensive ends and stuff like that. But maybe that's something he kind of adds.
He can
to
be
his
the greatest
repertoire.
blocking tight end of all time, and you still don't take a tight end.
I hear you. I hear you. AB, what's your thoughts on Tyler Warren?
Nah, I agree wholeheartedly. He said there's no way.
All right. All right.
No,
I hear you. I
well,
hear you.
no, it just this team's we got a lot of talent at the same time, a lot of holes, and not a lot of time.
Yeah. I hear you on that. Now we're looking at the Michigan tight end. We're gonna skip him because that's not happened. Colston Loveland. Jalen Walker, edge defender out of Georgia. I've been hearing that the Miami Dolphins like him. Do you think Edge is in play at 13 at this point? Like,
No,
do you?
that's not that. I mean, if he was a if he was a middle linebacker that that stud middle linebacker, Zach Thomas or Ray Lewis type, I could see it, but not someone that's coming off the edge. It's another defensive end, outside linebacker, pass rusher. That's just not what this team needs right now.
Yeah, and I agree with you. AB, what's your thoughts?
We drafted Jalen. We drafted Chubb. Like
We traded
next,
for Chubb. We got Chubb.
yeah,
We got Chop. Yeah,
got Chop. I'm sorry. Yeah, traded for Chubb. Got chopped. Yeah, thank you. Like
yeah.
they've done it 3 times.
Yeah. Now, Jahdae Brown, which is a cornerback out of Texas, I haven't watched a lot of him. Honestly, I don't have him as my top corner. But what do you guys think about the cornerback position and Jahdae Brown at the 13 spot? What do you think about him, Big C?
I mean, I haven't really watched too much of him yet. I'm about to start doing my positional breakdown.
Okay.
If he's a slot corner, I'll stay away from it. If he's a boundary corner, then absolutely, because that's a
need.
It's a position of need.
Sure. Yeah.
But I still wouldn't put it as, it depends on who's on the board, because I'm still not taking him over Membu from Iowa, the guard. I'm not taking him over any of the top defensive tackles.
Ooh, so you're not taking a corner over the top.
I'm telling you,
tackles.
I am staying firm this year with the trenches.
Hey.
The trenches is trenches and trenches, because I continuously fall in love with these picks that fall to us, or let myself get talked into taking. Listen, it all begins with the trenches.
Hey, y'all want to take that shiny toy? That shiny toy does not end up working out for the Dolphins. And honestly, when we look back on the Jalen Waddle draft, like, that was an opportunity to get Penei Sewell. It would have probably changed the trajectory of the Miami Dolphins for the time being in a positive direction. And I love Jalen Waddle, but I don't think he's lived up to that number one.
He's not going to get you a 3rd and 4 consistently.
Yeah, even if you would have stayed and got, if you would have got Chase instead of Waddle, I mean, Waddle was just the wrong pick there.
Yeah,
they forced that matchup between him and Tua.
Yeah, they did.
They wanted to make it work. Yeah, and it did for a little bit.
Yeah, it did. And I don't think Waddle's a bad player by any means. I just think we have a lot of the same guys who do the same stuff.
You give him 2 seconds, he'll make it work.
Yeah. Now, Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. What are your thoughts? Big C, we going tackle or
yeah, because he's probably going to end up being a guard. He's got short arms. Typically, for a tackle, you want over 33 inch arms. He's at 32 and some change. He's probably going to move in the tackle.
T-Rex, huh? T-Rex
to guard. He's going to end up moving in the guard. The only thing about him being a guard is that there's no snaps of him anywhere that you can see him playing guard. He's always been a tackle.
I heard he's never played guard in his life. Not even in high school.
Him and Banks, neither of them. They've never played guard.
I think it's hard for you to do that to a guy.
And Will Campbell plays a little bit. He's an upright player.
He plays high.
He plays high. So he's going to have to learn a whole new technique. So again, if Membu's there, I'm taking Membu over him. Will Campbell, you know what I mean? If we're really looking for a tackle, that 32-inch arms between 34-inch arms, yeah, it makes a difference. But if you're a tackle at the highest level in college, I think it's easier to step into the pros and, be able to succeed more than it used to be.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, he's not at the top of my board.
I hear you. So taking a look at what did you think about Will Campbell, AB?
I think the way I'm thinking of this draft, and maybe this is just me, but I'm looking at this from a position of like Grier and McDaniel under a lot of pressure. Tua's under a lot of pressure, right? Like this, it just seems like everything is lined up. They can't get over this hump.
Yeah.
the weakness on the team right now is obviously the starting quarterback's inability to play because of injury,
That's
because of either
true.
bad decision or offensive line. So, do they draft a rookie and put it in his hands, or go get somebody proven?
And that's a good question. I think the Miami Dolphins at this point are trying to get proven commodities. I think that's why they went and got James Daniels. But I think they also have to plan for the future. So I think you got to do a combination of both. So
Mm-hmm.
drafting guys and bringing guys in free agency. I think that's just a part of the game when it comes to offensive line. Like you got to develop guys and you got to draft. You got to bring them in free agency too. So we'll see how it works out. Next guy on the list is Cam Ward, which I think a lot of people want to have the conversation about the Dolphins going up to draft a guy like Cam Ward. I don't think he ever makes it to 13, but I just don't see it happening at this point. I think this year we've got Tua, and we're gonna have to figure that out this year, and then hey, maybe next year they make a move and get off of them. But I think we just aren't there yet. What's your thoughts, Big C?
I mean, I think if Cam Ward's there, you take him. I think if he falls to 13, you got to take him.
Yeah. I don't think
I mean,
he's
he's projected to be possibly the number one pick in the draft, the top quarterback in this class. They say he's got a ton of potential. He can make every throw. He's athletic. I think you take him.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, that throws away this season pretty much, and then you got to figure out something to do with Tua. I mean, it creates a lot of problems on this team, but you can possibly get your quarterback of the future.
Okay.
I just feel like you have to take it.
Now, do you think he'll be there? Do you think he'll be there at 13?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No chance.
And do you think the Dolphins are willing to trade up?
No.
What if he falls to like 9? You think they'd be willing to trade up to 9 to go get him?
I mean, there's no way that he falls that far. You got too many teams ahead of that. You got the Giants, you got the Browns, you got Tennessee, you got the Jets, you got the Raiders.
Cam won't be there.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's not even worth a real discussion.
Like Cam won't be there.
Yeah. So Cam won't be there. AB said Cam won't be there. Now, was it Mimbo? Now, Mimbo, the tackle out of Missouri. So he's another tackle that the Miami Dolphins will probably have to move to guard. Do you like Mimbo or do you like Campbell more?
You run that up to the draft.
If he's there,
you hand that in as fast as you can.
Really?
As fast as you can.
So he liked that to you.
Yeah. He can play. He play all over the. He's going to be our best guard and our best tackle on this team.
Wow, he's that good. I need to go watch this kid. He must be nice, yo. He must be nice.
That's the number one. That should be the number one player. You know what I mean? Obviously you got some people that we're not going to be able to get to, but I would say that he's probably third or fourth, maybe fifth on every team's big board.
Really?
This guy after the combine, he absolutely moved up. He can play guard, he can play tackle, he's just a beast.
It sounds like people in the chat like him. They say he be mowing dudes down, huh? AB, what you think about Mimbo at 13?
Yeah. That's definitely a good pick.
AB been talking trenches too, man. He ready for the trenches.
He plays at Missouri. Missouri likes to throw the ball. That's a pass like offense. Like it's that is what wins you in the playoffs, fam. It's the trenches. That's what Miami needs. They need to get to the core. That's what they're missing. Just that core. You got plenty of talent, skill positions, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Now let's scroll through this. Jahad Campbell, which is a linebacker. I don't think the Miami Dolphins take linebacker. Will Johnson. Will Johnson is interesting to me because I think the kid is an absolute dog, right? Cornerback out of Michigan. I think he's a really, really good football player. Physical, makes plays on the ball, great cover skills, gets downhill, will tackle you, ain't afraid to stick his nose in there. I like Will Johnson. Do you think quarterback is in play at 13, or do you think the Miami Dolphins are more inept to go trenches instead of going quarterback? And I'll start with you, AB. What do you think?
No, I don't think they'll go cornerback at 13. I
But
think that
but you know how the Dolphins love cornerback,
they
man.
do, and it's not that they can't build depth and develop. It's just that I really think that the true identity of this team, like when you hire a coach and you say, what is he known for? Okay, well, McDaniels comes from San Francisco. They run that zone read. Like, it's how do they fundamentally play football, right? And right now they understand what they're missing is his system is not working because they can't run the ball.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. I think if
it's
the
not,
Dolphins could run the ball, they'd be monsters.
it's a whole new, every play becomes available if they can do what they did 2 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because now you can threaten them to run the ball. So I think that's just what they're missing, fam. And not to say he's not worth this pick, but their need is the line.
Yeah.
Bad.
Big C, what's your thoughts? If Will Johnson is there at 13, do you draft him or would you rather go trenches?
I would, if Will Johnson, I don't think Will Johnson's going to be there. I think he's more likely I think Barron from Texas is more likely to be there than Will Johnson. I think Chris Grier, he'd be definitely in play for Chris Grier. You know how Chris Grier likes his corners. I like Will Johnson. I think he's a phenomenal player. But again, I'm sticking with the trenches. You can find a decent corner through trade, through free agency still. If Membu's not on the board here, I would consider trading back. I would consider trading back to maybe 20, 21. Maybe you can pick up an extra second round, maybe an extra third round. And there's just a lot of talented guards and a lot of talented defensive tackles. And I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record. Trenches affect trenches. Man, the offensive line affects our whole offense. So it's just not the running game; it's the passing game. We've seen how it affected our passing game last year because people were only having to rush 4 people. They could stop the run with 4 defenders, and you're able to drop everybody else in coverage. You're able to drop 2 safeties deep, which eliminates the deep passing game for us. It's just a complete headache. So if we get these guards in place and we can rebuild this offensive line to like it was in 2023, now I don't think it's going to be as good as 2023, but we can get it pretty close. Yeah. And if we can have a running game like that, I mean, this offense can be top 5 in the league. And with Weaver last year having a top 10 defense stats wise without his pass rushers, without 2 of his main pass rushers all year, that's a recipe for success.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
hear you, bro. Hey, my man's preaching trenches right now, and I'm with it, man. And honestly, I think Miami Dolphin fans are kind of in a tough position because you do fall in love with some of these guys at these skill positions like Will Johnson. Will Johnson is such a good player. And for him to be there at 13 and us to pass on him for a guard, it's not the sexy pick, but it's the necessary pick, right? Sometimes you got to put down the shiny toys and you got to pick up, the tractor and go play in the sandbox, right? But and I think that's where we are as a fan base. I think we need to be more focused on the grunt work, the dirty work, the guys in the trenches who really move the needle for us instead of some of these shiny toys. And I think a lot of people are thinking safety too, but I think you still got to think about the defensive and offensive line and just being more physical, because when it comes to that traveling and when it comes to playing in cold and stuff like that, those big dudes are the ones who kind of move the needle.
That's how you win the game in the cold weather.
Yeah, and
I'll take a 3rd and 2 over a 3rd and 7 any day.
Any day. Give me a 3rd and 2 with some of these guys in the trenches, and let's go get it. We'll
Yeah,
find a way. Where
there
there's
you
a
go.
where there's a will, there's a way. So
And you
I
gotta
do.
look at, like, when you look at cornerback or safety, those are nice pieces and they're necessary pieces. But look at how defensive tackle and offensive guard affects so many other positions besides their own. Not only do we get a great player at guard, but they make the running back better. They make the quarterback better.
Yeah.
They make the receivers better.
Tight
If we
end.
get a defensive tackle, they make the edge rushers better. They make,
the
if you get
linebackers.
pressure up the middle, it makes our corners better. If you got a good pass rush with a good defensive line, our corners are back there. We can drop more people in coverage. That helps the corners. You turn an average corner into a great corner by pressure. And if you can drop more in coverage, they have more help.
Yeah, and honestly,
they just affect more players on the field.
You do. And I think you saw that in the Super Bowl. When you saw
Definitely.
when you saw Philly absolutely demolish Kansas City by just putting pressure on them, organic pressure with 4 guys, no blitz,
Man rush.
no 4-man rush. We just gonna get after you for the entire game. You're gonna have to block us, right? And I think that was eye-opening to a lot of fans. It was eye-opening to everybody around the NFL because they thought, hey, Patrick Mahomes can't be stopped. He's Superman. Put on your cape and do your thing. Sometimes good defenses can isolate that shit. And that's what the Philadelphia Eagles did, is that they said, hey, we just going to go out here and dominate all game and make it tough on you. And let's see how it shakes out, right? Our offense is good enough to make plays. Our defense is going to come out here and dominate. And let's see let's let the chips fall where they may. And they ended up absolutely demolishing them boys by getting after them in the trenches. So I agree with you guys. I agree.
Yeah, a dominant 4 made one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time look average. Just think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm skipping
we gotta
past.
We gotta go through these quarterbacks to make it to the promised land.
Yeah,
you're AFC, right. We got to go through all of them. We got to go through Burrow. We got to go through Allen. We got to go through Lamar. We got to go through Patrick.
Now this is the last one we're going to talk about because, like, looking Shedeur Sanders, and honestly, you guys have been preaching trenches, but I also know that some of you guys are not the biggest fans of Tua Tagovailoa and his injury history and the way he plays football. Now, if Shedeur was to fall to 13, what is the play? If Shedeur is there with Mimbo, Will Johnson, and one of the D tackles, what's the play, Big C? What are you going with?
If Mimbo's there is no other play.
All right, so let's take Mimbo out. If Shedeur is there, do you draft Shedeur? And Mimbo's gone.
I don't draft Shedeur.
Okay.
I don't draft Shedeur. If you don't have the prospects of being a top 5 quarterback in this league, I that's the way I feel nowadays. Like, these teams, quarterbacks are getting paid so much money that they take up so much of the salary cap. You almost got to be a top 5, top 7 quarterback in this league after that first contract to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And I just don't see Shedeur Sanders as that. I think he can come in and be a good quarterback, but I don't think he's got top 10 quarterback potential.
Yeah. All right. What's your thoughts on it, AB?
No, I mean that's not what they're looking for anyway. And again, looking at value at that position, that just doesn't make sense for them. They've already committed money to Tua. The team is built around him. Everything, like, I just don't. I don't see the advantage for them or the building on that. It doesn't make sense for this team at this point.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think.
I mean, he kind of is Tua without the injury history. If you read right here, overall, Sanders doesn't have elite size, arm strength, or athleticism. Who's that sound like? You know what I mean?
Sounds like Tua. Sounds like Tua. You're right. You're right. Now, we're gonna stop there for tonight, but we're definitely going to kind of continue to talk draft, and talk about some of the other possibilities later in the draft for the Miami Dolphins. Man, I appreciate you guys coming through. I just put Big C's channel in the chat. You guys gotta go subscribe to the homie. He's giving away a orange. What's the name of the joint? It's the
Javon Holland, Orange Crush.
the Orange Crush Javon Holland autograph joint. He's giving that joint away when you get to what 1K, right?
Nah, if I get the 700.
700. That's right.
If I get the 700 by tomorrow morning, I'll give that away and $500.
Oh man, my man's throwing out $500. And how many subscribers are you away from 700? You got to be close.
60 something, I think.
Come on, man. Hey, he's about 63 away from that 700 mark. Man, let's get my man to 700 subscribers, man. Let's do that, man. AB left, but I appreciate the homie AB coming through. The homie in real life. I appreciate you boys. Yeah, so we'll be talking draft. There you go. He's back. He's back.
Hey, CB, we've been talking on my show about me flying down for a game and stuff. You live pretty close to the stadium and stuff, right?
No.
No, I'm actually 3 hours away, but I drive down.
You
drive
talking
down
to CB? My bad.
Yeah, you good. I drive down. I go to a couple games. I went to the San Francisco game with my pops and the fam.
Well, I'd like to get up with you too, if you know what I mean. So if we can,
AB, we're going to a game. AB, what game we going to?
So I'm going to be down there for the Bengals game.
Okay,
for sure.
The who?
All right, so Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if I want to go to that.
Oh, come on! Hey, if you get to take down Joey B.
That's a long trip. You know what I mean?
Hey, you get to take down Joey B and Hard Rock.
I don't want to spend all that money and be mad.
Hey, no, check this out. We actually owe the Bengals one. I'm telling you. Hey, this will be the year that we get revenge on all of these teams. I'm telling you, we owe the Bengals one because the last time we played them, Tua got hurt Thursday night football, concussion. He was out and we were about to go down and win that game. Tua went down. We basically marched down the field. He threw the ball in the end zone to who was the running back at the time? It wasn't Mostert. It was the other guy from Arizona.
What'd you say happened?
He threw a touchdown. The ball literally hit the dude in the hands and he dropped it in the end zone. Who was the running back we got from Arizona?
He was number 2 for us.
What was his name? I know somebody in the chat.
Then we traded him to Denver.
Yes, bro. We literally go back and watch.
God,
bro, I know these games like the back of my hand, bro. It wasn't Gaskins. No, it wasn't Gaskins.
No, it wasn't Miles Gaskins.
It was no, it was Edmonds. So Tua throws the ball. He literally drops the ball. I'm like, come on, dog. It was definitely Chase Edmonds.
Anthony, if we draft one of those tackles, they're not going to come in and play tackle this year. They're going to come in and play guard. So it's not giving up on Patrick Paul. We're not going to he's going to have every opportunity to play this year if Armstead's gone. So if we draft one of those tackles, Banks, or
we're just bolstering the O-line, bro.
They're going to move in the guard.
Yeah,
Patrick Paul's going to have the first opportunity. Don't you worry.
Honestly,
Johnny will be crucial too.
Honestly, I'd like to see Patrick Paul get a shot at guard. If Teron Armstead is back, give him an opportunity to play left guard.
I agree.
I don't mind it. Like let's see what he could do. It's worth a shot. I mean, he's a big dude, but Robert Hunt was a big dude too, so they can figure it out.
Well, yeah. Look what what's his face did from the Jets to the Eagles this year.
Becton.
AJ Austin Jackson. He played some guard. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Laramie Tunsil played guard for us.
He came in and played.
Why not Patrick Paul if Armstead comes back?
Hey, do what you gotta do, AB. Do what you gotta do. Bolster the trenches, man. Let's run that ball. We gotta run that rock,
Run the
man.
rock, play good defense, and don't turn the ball over. We'll get you into the playoffs every year.
It will. It's a recipe for success, bro. It's a recipe for success.
Uh,
But AB, I appreciate you coming through, bro. Hey,
Thank you.
give me your final take, bro. Final take.
Again, we're gonna see what the draft is like. We'll see the picks that are made, or at least the strategy of what they do will let us know the direction the team is going in.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just a big believer. I've been a Dolphins fan since what last I was started watching football when I was four,
Damn.
1983. So I've watched the Dolphins my whole life. Like we'll see what this team again is being designed as again, like by management. We'll see, but hopefully it's the line, man. Now I wouldn't be mad at key essential players that we talked about. Like if you have a lot of talent and value at 13 and you feel it can help us to keep points off the board, well then that helps you not have to score as much, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, bro. I appreciate you. It was a pleasure having you, though. Always.
My pleasure, always.
Hey, I'll be in Kentucky soon. We're gonna rock out.
Yo, hit me up.
Yeah. All right, bro. Later.
All right, guys. Late.
Shout out to the homie AB for coming through. That's my guy right there, Ace Boogie. Big C in the building, man. Let's get my guy to 700. Y'all stop playing, man. Hey, when you going live again? Tomorrow morning?
Yep, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. My man does 10 a.m. shows. Who else in the Dolphin community is giving you 10 a.m. shows? Nobody. There's nobody else doing it right now. Miss Fins runs the 8 o'clock. My man Big C runs the 10 a.m. hour.
Is
And
she
then
all right? I haven't seen her last 2 days, I don't think.
I gotta check on Miss Fins. I haven't seen her either. She been ghost. She been ghost. We gotta check on her. Hey, somebody check on Miss Fins. Tell Miss Fins we said what's up and we haven't seen her in a couple days. She may go live tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. But Big C, man, I appreciate you. It's always a great time having you on talking Dolphins. We gonna get you there, bro. You just keep building brick by brick. Yeah, hey, you ain't gotta rush it. It's gonna happen in due time.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I want to talk about what I messaged you about too when you get an opportunity. So just hit me when you're free.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna link. We got to make sure all these get everything right in order, and then we're gonna keep this thing rocking, man. True Talk said, does Big C do panels? Do you do panels? Do you have people on sometimes?
I mean, I allow the guests to come on. Any guest that wants to come on and talk fins with me, I'm with it. I put the link in the chat.
You got to be careful with True Talk. I'm telling you right now. You got to be careful with this dude, True Talk. He'll get on there and be talking reckless, bro. I already know. So I'm giving you the heads up. That dude right there, he cooks sometimes.
He got cooked. Hey, you didn't go down like that, huh? He got cooked.
That dude there is on one. But yeah, man, Big C does do panels. He does, drop the link and allow people to come up. Hey, Ralph says he went on Big C's show. Okay, Ralph been on there. Ralph, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I open it up to everybody. I tried to respect everybody's opinion. It's not, you know what I mean? I can't tell you what to think or how to feel about the team, you know what I mean? So I just try to be real respectful and have a good time,
Yeah, that's all it's about, man.
But come get this money, 67 away, something like that, 63 away.
Hey, man, 63 away. This money. Hey, go get that $500. My man's throwing out cash money over there. Y'all need to go subscribe. Let's get him to 700, get him to 1,000, get my man monetized so he can start really, really shaking things in the community, man. I appreciate you coming through. It's always love, my boy. Always love.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you.
All right, bro. Have a good one. Shout out to the homie Big C for popping in. Shout out to my homie Shake Money in the building. Man, I appreciate everybody coming through and rocking with me. We got 70 people watching right now. Punch that like button. This was fun. I enjoy spending time with you guys. Shout out to Glenn for becoming a member. Hey, if you want to join the members gang, be sure to hit the $, join the members gang, or you could do a super chat or a super sticker, whatever you want to do, man. I appreciate the support. Allows me to go live more often, and the family ain't looking at me crazy. So, Hey, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all my Dolphins fan. Keep rocking. Hey, we still gonna keep being positive about our Miami Dolphins. We don't let the negative Nancy's bother us, right? There's a lot of negative Nancy's in the community. That's cool. Do your thing. But you can't tell me how to fan. I know my team. I know what we got. I know we still gonna get out there and fight every week. This isn't a 6 or 7 win team. The Miami Dolphins team in 2025 is not a 6 or 7 win team. It's either 10, it's between 10 or 12. We going to get it. I don't care what y'all got to say. Put the money up. If you ain't scared, put the money up. Y'all saying we 6-win team, put the money up. I'll take it. I'll take the bets. I'm taking the bets. Everybody who say we 6 and 7-win team, put the bread up. I'll take the bet. I guarantee you we win more games than that. Guaranteed. We ain't playing with you. We ain't playing with you. We the best in the nation.
I'm the best in the nation. I'm supposed to be number 1 right now.
Right now. Right now. Man, I appreciate y'all. Hey, y'all know how we get it in, man. Y'all know how we get it in. I appreciate everybody coming through. Punch that like button on your way out. 60 watching. If you're on if you're on X, get over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Punch the like button over here. We appreciate you. Love y'all. Peace. See ya.